All right, everybody say hi.
Hi.
Hi. All right. So let me go and give this to you, and let's get started. So let me tell you all about golf. Huh? Does it sound exciting?
Yes.
Let's get right into it. So, contrary to what everyone believes, or what most people believe, golf is a sport. It's an athletic sport. It requires skill and finesse. So I'm going to be giving you a presentation on golf. Because why not? So. After this presentation, I'm hoping that you would have a better understanding of golf, that you wouldn't feel left out every time someone else talks about it, maybe a friend or family member, and that possibly one day you'll be better than Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus, some of those great legends. So maybe after these short 5 minutes, we hopefully find that out. Huh? Okay, so let's get us started by talking about the history of the sport itself. So it dates back all the way to Julius Caesar. It was a very different sport back then. They would use feather field balls with tree branches as clubs. Then it developed into China around 960 CE. Then Scotland picked it up, banned it because it was being distracting to the military. And then the British picked it up and had their first open in 1860. And there we picked it up because we're unoriginal. So now it's popular here in the United States and actually kind of all across the whole world today. So that's pretty exciting. Now, you're probably still curious about how it all works. So let's dive into some of the terminologies just real quick. We have terms like stroke, lie, tee off, drive, pin, mulligan, and drop. So you'll hear those terms a lot as I start talking a bit more in depth when you actually take a look at what a hole looks like. So, and the same goes with these terms here. We have hole, fairway, rough, green, bunker, out of bounds, and hazard. Those will be especially prevalent in the next slide that I'll show you because you're going to see what that looks like and how you can probably work around it if you're curious. Maybe after the presentation you'll want to know how to swing over all those hazards and stuff and make sure you don't have to take one of those drops yourself. So they're not good. I've done those before. I feel like I had to do that a lot in high school. So and types of clubs, you have your driver, your wood, hybrid, iron, and putter. So those will be the clubs that you can try to use to get closer to the hole and hopefully get it there in one shot. You know, because hole in ones feel great, even though they never happen. So now here is the best example that I can find of a hole. So you have, I think, the tees all the way back there. That's where you will tee off if this was the first hole. This is a par 5, so we'll dive into that a little bit later, what that actually means. Now, you start there. There's a couple paths you can take. There's some fairways that are here, and all about there, and part of the way there. That's called a fringe. I didn't actually put that in, but that's not really too important for you guys right now. So we have this area here being the hazard. We have these sand areas. They're called the bunkers. They have the sand in them. And I believe we have all of this being just completely out of bounds. So, I mean, professionals will just try to play it as it lies, but if you're at the basic level, which I know that's what we all are, you just take the drop and try to put it maybe right in that area in the rough, because that's actually what's called the rough, or it's a bit taller grass. It's a bit more difficult to try and get yourself out of. Um, just try your best to avoid all those areas. If you get in the fairway and you keep your shots in there and make it to here, the green, where that little pin is, if you can just see a little bit, it's very, very small, but it's there. Get there, you'll make the par 5 just fine. But of course, it's not really going to happen on your first try. If you're going to have to practice a lot. So that's fine, because it wasn't easy for me as well. So, moving on, we can go on to the scoring terminologies. So, say for example, we could take that same par 5 that we just talked about earlier in that photo. If you got 2 strokes over, that would be a double bogey. If it was 1 stroke over, it'd be just a bogey. But if you actually hit it in the amount of strokes that the par equates to for the hole itself, we call it a par. That's it. 1 stroke under. This is where it gets really exciting. You get the birdie. And I actually got one myself in a par 5. That was really, really fun. Really felt great getting my first one. And I was a senior in high school. Now, what I haven't gotten yet was the eagle and definitely an albatross. So, like, when you get 2 strokes under, 3 strokes under, those are very rare, but they can happen. But when they do, it's just amazing. It's so satisfying, and especially hole-in-ones that you probably see more in par 3s. Very fun too. So, with all that, you now know all the basics of this game, of this sport. So, after covering the history of this game, some of the terminologies and how to play it, I feel confident in you that you guys know how to beat Tiger Woods at his own game. So, well, I'd like to thank you all for attending this little talk on how to play golf and the history of it, of course. So, thank you once again.